All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, again. My name is Jay, and today's topic is money wasted while being wasted. But first, I want to thank you for being here with us, YouTube's fastest growing and friendliest community for sobriety. And if you care about your sobriety as much as we do, then hit the like button down below. All right, let's get started. So you quit alcohol or are quitting alcohol. Either way, congratulations. First of all, you should be proud of yourself. And remember, you are doing this for you. Everyone else in your life that gets to experience this new you is an added bonus. When you finally make the effort to string enough consecutive days together, it takes strength, courage, bravery, preparation, practice, patience, and persistence. And for some people, it takes years or even decades to finally break up with alcohol, to finally choose what's best for you and not what's best for the both of you together. So, let me be the first one to tell you congratulations. You're honestly probably more proud of yourself for quitting alcohol than you were for getting a high school diploma, or in this economy, probably even a master's degree. Isn't it funny that out of all the jobs you ever had, nobody ever asked you for your high school diploma? So now what? You have a diploma, you're probably not gonna need it. Hopefully you have all 10 of your fingers, a mostly working brain that's full of memories from a life full of experiences. On lessons learned, habits formed both good and bad due to successes and setbacks, and even moments that you shouldn't have lived through. And after all of this, you chose to get sober. You chose to get sober.
You chose to get sober?
You chose to get sober.
Turn the clues I come, not come, all in the clues I come. Now I'm safe on the fair shore, ball in the clues I come.
All right, let's see how long I've been sober. 5 minutes. Has that ever happened to you? The existential safari through the mental jungle of rooms with broken clocks, where the first days of sobriety feel like they've managed to somehow stuff 48 hours into a 24-hour day.
Why is this taking so long?
Yeah, me too. Once you get sober, you're well aware of just how big your to-do list is. Not just your random errands and household to-do lists, but your mental health to-do lists, your physical health to-do list, your financial, spiritual, emotional, and romantic to-do list. To be a better friend, to evaluate who you're calling friends, wondering how tarnished your reputation may actually be, and asking those bigger questions that you purposely ignored drink after drink, day after day, year after year. In our weekend live stream and chats every Friday and Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, we asked viewers how much time they were wasting per day on alcohol, addiction, and recovery. Over 60% of our viewers reported wasting between 1,400 and 2,100 hours per year on alcohol, addiction, and recovery. We have to ask bigger questions, and remember that the quality of the questions that you ask directly influence the quality of your life. If you don't ask questions such as, how much time am I wasting per day on drinking alcohol, on being drunk, on remedying being drunk, and being hungover and recovering the next day from being drunk? If we don't ask the questions, we won't have the answers. If we don't seek truth, not only do we leave the door open for alcohol and addiction, but we leave the door open for temptation, for cravings, for peer pressure, and will eventually fall victim to a clever marketing ploy, fall victim to the next big holiday, or even to the next bogus national day. When we broke down how much time viewers were wasting per day, the most popular range of time wasted was between 4 and 6 hours per day on drinking, being drunk, and recovering from the effects of alcohol. which is on par for how much time college students say they waste per day, drunk or not. Again, when we break down the math, an average of 4 hours a day times 365 days per year equals 1,460 annually wasted hours being wasted. And an average of 6 hours a day times 365 days per year equals 2,190 hours per year being wasted. Think about this. If you worked 40 hours a week times 52 weeks, that's 2,080 hours. For some people, they managed to spend more time per year drinking than they were working. We have to ask bigger questions. Now that we know how much time we spent, what if we asked how much that time was worth? So we ask ourselves, how much is our time worth per hour? What would you say? Comment below. Is your time worth minimum wage? I hope not. But let's say the median hourly wage is $20 an hour. But since you don't really value your free time, which is why you spend more of it drinking, right? So for fun, let's assign that time as being worth half at $10 per hour. A person who spends 6 hours per day on average on alcohol, let's simplify that to 3 hours at the bar at night and 3 hours being hungover and recovering the next day. So 6 hours. Reasonable assumption, right? What if we traded that time, 2,190 hours, for dollars at $10 per hour? That's an additional $21,900 that you could have earned, or at least learned prior to attempting to earn. But what if you didn't believe that your free time was worth $10 an hour, and instead you valued your time at $20 per hour? That's an additional $43,800. But of course, who wants to work 14 hours a day? For most of us, going to work for someone else for 8 hours a day is more than enough. But how do we break out of this? How do we change our career or have better relationships with our family? How do we get back what we've lost? How do we get back time, money, youth? Sadly, we don't. At some point, we have to stop the negative momentum. We have to dock our ship, assess the damage, and accept that this is who we are now. We make our improvements and start remodeling from this ground up. We now know better, so we choose better. We ask better questions and get better results. And we remember that it takes 10,000 hours of practice to master a new craft. And for some of us, we were wasting 25% of our day, 6 hours a day, 2,190 hours per year, poisoning ourselves and recovering from our own self-sacrifice. Did you know there are only 8,760 hours in 1 year? So think about this. Daily binge drinking is like paying off a credit card with another credit card. Some of you are figuratively doing that, and some of you are literally doing that. Or as I like to say, lit and fig. So how is daily binge drinking like paying off a credit card with another credit card? Because you're spending the time and money from yesterday on wasting time and energy of today while robbing yourself of time, energy, and motivation from tomorrow. Paying off a credit card with another credit card, which limits your ability to just take care of yourself in general, to go to work, manage a family, to keep the utilities from getting shut off, from putting food on the table and keeping a roof over your head. Alcohol doesn't just put you in debt financially, it keeps you in debt mentally, physically, spiritually, morally, emotionally, romantically, creatively, and the list goes on and on. So if you care about your sobriety and living the best life that you can today, moving forward, then make sure to join us every Friday night and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific for our live stream and chats right here on YouTube. And as always, don't forget to spread a little bit of love down in the comment section down below for either me or any of the members of our community. And while you're down there, give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube will continue sharing this content with people just like you who are looking to start their own sobriety journey. And please support our mission to help people get sober, stay sober, and be sober one video at a time by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button down below. Also, don't forget we have helpful information in the video description down below, as well as links to all of our social media. And with that, I want to wish you good luck on your sobriety journey, and I will see you in the next video. Hey, have you seen our last 2 episodes yet? Click one now. They're both good. I made them myself.